Welcome back to the channel. If you live in Kendall or anywhere in South Miami-Dade, I've got something you're going to want to hear about. Because a big piece of land right off US 1 and Killian Parkway is about to become something totally new. And honestly, it's more interesting than your typical Miami development story. We're talking apartments, senior housing, a school for kids with dyslexia, and a direct connection to the South Dade Transitway. All on one site. So let's break it all down. So the site we're talking about is about 9.2 acres, sitting at the corner of Southwest 82nd Avenue and Killian Parkway. That's 112th Street for anyone keeping track. Right now, it's got a small private school building, a few homes, and honestly, about half of it is just sitting vacant. Developers are Frank Mina and Michael Baldwin, a Miami Beach-based team. They already own most of the land, about 7.4 acres, and they're in the process of picking up the rest, including the property owned by Roig Holdings, which is the company behind the Roig Academy. They filed a pre-application with Miami-Dade County to rezone the whole thing into what's called a residential modified district, basically a category that allows for this kind of mixed-use development. All right, let's talk numbers, because there's a lot going on here. You've got 400 apartments in an 8-story building. That's your traditional multifamily housing. Then on the senior side, there are 123 assisted living units in a 7-story building, 6 senior villas, 4 stories each, adding up to 36 units and 71 senior condos in a 6-story building, plus an 8-story parking garage with 690 spaces. So in total, you're looking at over 630 senior units plus the 400 apartments. That's a lot of new housing on what is basically one of the last big undeveloped parcels on US 1 between Aventura and Cutler Bay. Developers actually said that themselves. And it's kind of wild to think about when you picture how built up that whole corridor is. Now, here's the part of this story I think is really cool. The Roig Academy isn't getting displaced, it's getting relocated within the same site. Right now, the school is on the northern part of the property. Under the new plan, it moves to the center of the development. For those who don't know, Roig Academy is a private school focused specifically on students with language-based learning disabilities, like dyslexia. The school's owners, Gus and Dr. Jenny Roig, said this project actually gives the school a path to stay in the community for years to come, in a brand new, modern facility. I think that's a big deal. These kinds of specialized schools are really hard to find, and the fact that this development is keeping it here instead of just pushing it out is something worth recognizing. One of the reasons the developers and their attorney, Ben Fernandez, say this location makes so much sense is the South Dade Transitway, Miami-Dade's electric bus rapid transit system, runs right alongside it. The whole idea is that residents can hop on transit instead of adding more cars to US 1, which, if you've driven that road, you know we need all the help we can get. There's also mention of the South Dade Trail mini park nearby, which the project is supposed to enhance. So it's not just housing, it's supposed to connect to existing green space and public transit in a way that actually makes sense for the neighborhood. Design firm on this is Modest Architects, based in Miami. They haven't released any renderings yet. The project is still very early, pre-application stage, but their vision is described as a multi-generational, transit-oriented community, which honestly sounds a lot better than another generic condo tower. Look, I know Miami development news can feel like a broken record sometimes. More units, more cranes, more traffic, and those are real concerns. This one has a few things going for it that I think are worth paying attention to. It's keeping a school that serves kids with disabilities on site. It's building specifically for seniors, not just young professionals. It's next to rapid transit, and it's filling in vacant land that's been sitting there doing nothing on one of the busiest corridors in the county. Now, is this project perfect? Will it sail through the approval process? Too early to say. It's still in the pre-application phase, meaning county officials haven't weighed in, and there are likely to be public hearings before anything gets approved. So this is one we're going to keep watching. If you're from Kendall or South Miami-Dade, drop a comment. I want to know what you think. Is this the kind of development our community needs, or do you have concerns? Let's talk about it below. If you found this useful, hit that like button and subscribe. I cover Miami-Dade development, community news, and local stories that actually matter to the people who live here. I'll see you in the next one.